My name is Benjamin Nolan, and I'm going to tell you a few things about why websites ask you for your email address twice when signing up. You can tell a lot from an email address, such as someone's name, where they work, what country they're from, and people often include their year of birth as well. My work email address, for example, is benjamin.nolan@vinari.co.uk. This address contains my first name and my surname and the company I work for, and it tells you that company is either based in or has an office in the United Kingdom, the .co.uk part. None of this is particularly revelationary. I've already told you my name, and this video is posted on my work YouTube account. Now, my personal email address is ben.nolan@gmail.com. Similarly, this tells you my first name in a less formal format, and my surname again, and it also tells you that I use Gmail as my email provider. An email system which is used by millions of people worldwide and has millions more email addresses registered on it because people often set up, two or three. One for themselves at their business, one for the cat, Gmail in particular supports a few interesting features in the email system. These will become important as this video goes on. The first feature is called a comment. Now, in an email address, unlike the comments below, a comment is just a plus sign followed by a short string of letters and numbers, and this appears between the username part, that's the ben.nolan, and the @gmail.com part, which is the domain name. And the comment can be anything I want it to be within reason, and for most people it's most useful for figuring out who has sold your email address to another company when you receive spam. The second of these features is the presence of the dot in the username part of my email address, the ben.nolan part. Now, even though I signed up as ben.nolan@gmail.com when I originally created the account over 10 years ago, and it has been 10 years, I can sign up to websites as ben.nolan@gmail.com, my actual address, ben.no.lan@gmail.com, beno.lan@gmail.com, and so on and so forth. And all of the emails sent to those addresses will appear in my inbox at ben.nolan@gmail.com, including those sent to bennolan@gmail.com with no dots in it at all. Now, a while ago, I started receiving odd emails, which were sent to bennolan@gmail.com. Now, having had an email account for over 10 years at the same address, I receive a lot of spam. And when I say a lot of spam, I mean thousands of emails a day, most of which just gets trimmed straight out by Gmail and put into the spam folder. After a quick look at these emails, I just figured, it's just marketing, so, they got filed away with the Viagra and amphetamines in the spam folder. Scroll forward a few months and I receive another email. Now, I've been a victim of identity theft in the past, and I've experienced all of the joys which go along with it. So, receipts for the installation of TV services appearing where I don't expect them is one of the warning signs I've learnt to pay attention to. I opened up this email and it said, "Dear Jane," Jane's not her real name, "thank you, your payment was received and is being processed," after which is the account number and the amount billed, and here's this alarm bell going ding-ling-ling in my ear. So I go to the website and I click the forgotten password link. I enter bennolan@gmail.com and I receive a link in my email account to reset my password, which I follow, and then I enter a new password into the two boxes. I'm now logged in to this TV account, which has been sent to my email account in my name, and I have no knowledge of. So it's at this point which I begin to piece together what's actually happened. You see, Jane Nolan, not her real name, has a husband called Benjamin Nolan, which is his real name, but there are thousands of us, and this one isn't married to a Jane. When Jane has gone to sign up, she has unwittingly put in the wrong email address, bennolan@gmail.com, instead of, say, bennolan@hmail.com. Jane has had her TV service set up correctly at home, it works, she can log into it, and has not realised it's linked to the wrong email address. In the meantime, I'm receiving emails confirming the date of installation and a couple of statements. Now, here I am, having followed an e-paper trail from a suspicious email to my personal email account regarding the installation of a service and a financial transaction, and I find myself in a position to cancel the TV service of somebody several thousand miles away because of a missing dot and the wrong domain name. Now, I'm not going to do that because I'm not a twat, but what I am going to do is say this. Because Jane signed up with the wrong email address when creating her account, I now know her full name, her home address, her home telephone number, that she has an Amex card, the last 4 digits of that Amex card, the name of her husband. I also, by association with the earlier emails that I've been receiving at the same incorrect email address, know that they have a bank account in her husband's name, that there are 2 bank accounts, and I know the last 4 digits of both of those accounts. I found all of this information out from a few emails sent incorrectly to my personal email address. Most of that information was actually in those emails themselves. Now, just think for a moment of what all that means, what I can do with that information if I were so inclined. I now know enough about Jane and her husband to potentially gain access to their bank account. I could alter the subscription for her TV service to add channels which could cause major embarrassment to the people in her household. More to the point, I could cancel it outright, but as I've pointed out, I'm not going to do that. What I have done so far is this. I've just got off the phone with a very helpful lady who has removed my email address from Jane's husband's bank account, and I would hope also phoned him up to inform him of this change. If they haven't done that, then they're really missing something in their security processes, because I have phoned them from London, a US bank, to say I'm receiving information about one of their customers' bank accounts. They really should have phoned him if they haven't done. I've also phoned Jane, not her real name, and let her know that the email address she is entering into her services, and it's not just these 2, there are others, is not correct, and that she's putting herself at risk of identity theft as a result of this. The call actually went surprisingly well. I thought I'd be shouted at, but she actually understood what I was trying to say, and she's now going through all of those accounts she set up and changing them to the correct email address. So, to bring myself back to my original point, why do websites ask you to enter your email address twice when filling out the sign-up form? Well, it's to help prevent you making typing mistakes, like missing out a letter or doubling a T. But if you enter the wrong address entirely, well, you might just find that some kid from Tennessee is watching the Playboy channel on your TV account. And that is something you might want to have.